Rhythm is life, rhythm is soul. I say let's get it right this time. Let love unfold.
The other thing to report I had some success with, my recollection from what you said last week, probably every week, was about, in my interpretation anyway, is that when we experience anything, positive, negative, senses, this unnecessary me tends to come into it. It's like this imposition. You know, there can be just hearing, but, well, I'll use the word I now. I tend to always, suddenly there's this me who's experiencing it. And from there, of course, you've got commentary, judgment, etc., etc. So I remember that quite a few times and left out the me, caught it before it came in. And, well, confirmed what I was just saying. It seemed to be a completely unnecessary imposition on the situation.
It is.
I was already me. I didn't need this extra me to.
Yeah. All that's happening, if we take that example that you just brought up, all that's happening is there's hearing. Nothing else. In your direct experience, there's hearing. Now, can the hearing see any of the thoughts? Can it see the me? The hearing.
No.
And that's your direct experience is the hearing. And we miss it. We miss it. That's where that saying comes from, Des, that you're looking for, you already are. And we miss it. Yeah. And the reason we miss it is because mind is trying to find it. Mind is trying to experience it. And the mind is not conscious. For experience in to be happening, it's got to be, you have to be conscious for experience in to be happening. Yeah?
Yep.
The mind is not conscious. It's not. If it was, you'd be in real trouble. Because you'd be conscious here and conscious there as well. Then that'd be a real dilemma. Yeah? You're conscious of the mind. Try and flip it. And see if mind is conscious of this that's conscious of it. Flip it. You'll see very, very clearly, that the only place consciousness is occurring is here. It doesn't occur in there. And it's this here, this consciousness, that mind is looking for, or me is looking for. And it can't have it. And it can never find it. Why? Because it's not conscious. The mind can't experience this. It only has a concept of this, and then believes the concept of this. And then says to itself, is this all there is? Is this it? Surely there's more than this. And it's saying that about the concept that it has of consciousness and awareness, not the direct experience, because it can't directly experience consciousness. Yet, are you conscious right now, Des?
Yep.
There it is. There it is. And we pay no attention to it. So caught up in here.
Yes, in my observation, I made it sound a bit too clean compared with maybe what it really was about seeing the me come in. I mean, there's a sense that there was a little me always there. It was never just hearing.
Yeah.
So it was like in fact, that's probably the way it works, is that me is probably generally there. But then if there is a bit of hearing, the tendency is for the me to want to expand, to fully appreciate the.
Yeah.
For the mind to fully conceptualize, etc.
Yes, conceptualize it. That's right. That's exactly right. Me
The good news,
is nothing but a thought. Nothing but that.
very quick one.
Oh, yes, so fast. Oh, so fast. It arises almost as quickly as the experiencing does. That's why we find it so hard to spot it. Yeah. All the random thoughts that happen throughout the mind throughout the course of the day, yeah, we can kind of spot that. In fact, a lot of it we'd wish would just stop. Yeah.
Yep.
That sort of stuff, all the random stuff. Yeah, we can spot that. Yeah. But this I me thought, it sits closer. It's still only a thought. The me arises in the mind as a thought only. And what is it that believes it? The mind. Not you. You're conscious. You're here, aware of all of that that's going on. The rambling mind and the me, I thoughts, the me thoughts that come up. You're aware of that. Yeah. And it's just happening. It's literally just happening. Can't stop it. Try not to have a me thought. Try. Like, let's just don't have a me thought. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
It's just happening. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with you. Stop taking the me personally. It's got nothing to do with you. Nothing. It's just happening. You have no idea what your next me thought's going to be. None. It'll just arise. You know, it might say, yeah, I understand, Terry. Yeah, you're right. It's just another thought. Just arose. Yeah. Or, I'm not quite sure what Terry means when he says blah, blah, blah. That just arose too. Yeah? There's no separate you aside from mind, yeah, constructing the thoughts. I'm now going to think this, yeah, and you're shuffling words around, and then you throw it up into consciousness so that you can then become aware of it. Yeah, yep, I had that thought. Why would you even need to throw it into consciousness if you created it? Why would we need to do that? You created it.
Well, I've got a clue actually. When a minute ago I was being disingenuous when you said something like, if we could control thoughts, we'd want a lot of them to stop. A little thought that came through my mind, a very habitual one, was along the lines of, and maybe this is exaggerating, but this is the flavour of it. If I don't keep on thinking, the world will come to an end, or something along those lines.
Can I rephrase that for you?
Yeah.
If I don't keep on thinking, imagination will stop.
I get the theory, but the emotional experience was not that my world would stop, but that it would be, this was a split-second thought.
Yeah.
But it's so important to keep on thinking that's like pulling your weight in the world, that the whole cosmos would come to an end if...
It kind of does. You start to see that the whole cosmos, if we want to use that, yeah, the whole cosmos was absolutely and is absolutely not what you think it is.
Yeah.
It's not what you think it is. Something else altogether. Yeah. Mind is dualistic. That's going to create all sorts of stuff. A here and a there, and a time and a space, and free will, a chooser, a doer, because it's dualistic. It operates dualistically. Yeah. Duality only resides in the mind. Outside of mind, there's no such thing as duality. It's not a thing. It's not a place. All created inside the mind, as is time, as is movement.
So in practical terms, like right now during this webinar, well, I'll just tell you right now, what am I actually experiencing? So I won't even give it a name. So I'm seeing colors and shapes.
What says that? Hold it, right there. What
Right.
says that? I see colours and shapes.
Okay, the mind.
Good.
Yeah.
See what it does?
Yeah.
Right. And we can't say the colours and shapes aren't real because there they are. See what it does?
I'm not clear on that because I'm wondering whether when I was speaking, that came from a thought, but prior to the thought, there was some sense of just seeing colors and
Yeah.
I mean, even to call it color obviously is adding a concept to, I mean, consciousness doesn't see colors, I would think. Excuse the expression.
Consciousness is the colours.
Right, right.
And Des, you are conscious. You can't say you're not. You'd have to be there to say you're not. So you can't say you're not conscious. And we pay no attention to consciousness, none. We're trying to find consciousness or experience consciousness with the mind. And it's not possible. It's not possible. Mind is dualistic. Consciousness is not dualistic. The direct experience of being conscious is not dualistic. Like seeing is not dualistic. Until the mind steps in and says, I see. But the actual direct experience of seeing itself, the direct experience of that, it's not dualistic. Hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, it's not dualistic. Consciousness is not dualistic. Awareness is not dualistic. Being is not dualistic. Until the mind steps in and says something about it. Yeah. And it's the mind that believes, oh, there's duality for sure. Like I'm here and the tree's over there. Yeah. So, if you want to be rid of this experience of feeling separate and isolated, stop paying attention to the mind. Because it's the mind that's creating the seeming separation, the seeming isolation. There's nothing there that's separate. Mind has no choice but to see things as being separate. Why? Because it works dualistically. Up, down, right, wrong, here, there, this, that, me, you, yeah, hot, cold, love, hate, and all the variables in between all those points. That's how the mind works. In the absence of it, in the complete, absolute absence of it, what you then experience is pure consciousness. Direct experience. Whilst there's mind still in there fluffing around, yeah, you're not experiencing it. What you're experiencing is the mind. As opposed to being conscious itself. And we go looking for it. And then I say, are you conscious right now? And everybody says, yes. Then what are you looking for? We give this no attention, none. All the attention goes to the mind, hoping that somehow the answer is going to be revealed in mind. This is something that mind has to come to understand. No, it's not. It never can, and it never will, ever. It can't. Mind can't experience non-duality. Why? Because mind can't experience anything. Zero. It makes up stories about experiences. That's all it does. That's all it does. And you know, you're sitting in the best seat, Des, to see that for yourself. You're privy to your mind. Totally. Yeah. In the best seat. Remember, this is a truth, fact, finding mission. This is what it is. See the truth. The truth will set you free.